Hello, everyone. Hope you are doing great. So, today is the final session on tarot reading, and today we have Emma Milanofi. So, Emma Milanofi, it's your flow. You can carry on.
Thank you. Hi, Tanvir. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited for today's session. I'm going to be taking you through step by step a really, really simple tarot reading. How to do it. I'll be interpreting the cards. I might ask for some clarification if I feel that's needed. And we're going to do a really, really simple 3-card spread, which is the first type of tarot spread that I ever started using. And it's past, present, future. So what it's going to relate to is bearing in mind that at the time of this coming out, it's going to be 2024, near the beginning of 2024. So the first card being past, it's going to be where we were at the end of 2023, kind of summing that up. And the middle card is going to be looking at 2024, where we are now. And then the third card is going to be the year ahead and kind of anything to be aware of, particular kind of trends or energies. If I feel I need some extra guidance, then I will explain what I'm asking for and how I'm framing that, because how you ask the question is really important in tarot for you, as well as you need that clarity. Otherwise, the answer won't really mean anything. So starting off with, though, we're going to do a little bit of cleansing of the cards. Okay, so here is my deck. And I've just got it out of the box and it hasn't been shuffled. It hasn't had anything happen to it since I last did a reading using this deck. And it is the Druidcraft Tarot by Philip and Stephanie Carr-Gomm, illustrated by Will Worthington. And this is the box. Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah.
So yes, just giving everybody a bit of insight into that. What I'm going to use is Palo Santo, and that's what I usually use to cleanse my deck. And I'm just going to very quickly, you can't see this, but I'm going to light a tea light on my other tea light, if I can. No, it doesn't want to. I'm just going to light my Palo Santo. It's just a small one, so it shouldn't take very long. Make sure that you're being safe if you use Palo Santo. You can use incense. You can even just use a selenite wand if you want. Another way that you can cleanse your deck is if you're attuned to Reiki, you can give it Reiki and intend for it to be cleansed and all old energies to be released from it.
Right.
You can also, if you're not attuned to Reiki, you can connect with heaven and earth in meditation, and you can then intend to bring some cleansing light down from above. And I'm just going to, this is how I do it. Find a way that works for you. It doesn't have to be like this. And like this, making sure all of the sides and the edges get smoked there. I don't call it smudging. I call it smoke cleansing. So yes, so I've got the deck. What I'm now going to do is another little practice as part of the cleansing, which is knock on the deck 3 times, and then using one breath, bringing it all the way down to my lower abdomen, I blow in an anti-clockwise fashion around all of the edges of the deck. So blowing it away. So there, we've done that. Now I'm going to set my intention for the reading. I've used Reiki and I've used the distance symbol. I'm asking my deck to communicate with me, to share wisdom with me. I'm also asking my guides to step in, to offer me guidance, inspiration and insight, I've already used the Palo Santo to cleanse and open my own, mostly the top chakras, so that I can receive, perceive, understand, and communicate the truth and the wisdom that's being offered. That's just my own little practice, something I developed intuitively myself. You don't need to do that yourself at all. Now, I find it tricky, I'll be honest. I've got long fingers but little hands, and I never really played card games growing up, partly because of that very strict religious upbringing. We weren't allowed to use
Right.
playing cards. We couldn't play,
No,
me or
that's
anything like that. So shuffling is not my strong suit, so to speak. And also, these cards, like most tarot decks, are larger than your standard playing cards as well. Also, I don't want to bend them around, I want to be quite careful with them. So I do like to do the wash kind of thing, because also, now this is something that lots of people get a bit confused about. You can use reversed cards as well as upright cards in tarot. And what that means is, if a card comes out and it's upside down, it has a slightly different meaning. It's not sinister, though. It's not a bad thing. It's more information and context. However, for this reading, to keep things simple, and just so I don't freak people out if some of them come out upside down, I'm going to give this reading only using upright cards. So if any of the cards come through upside down, I will turn them around so that they're upright. If you set your intention to do that and decide right at the beginning and stick with it, whatever happens, stick with it. Even if you think that a reversed card is more appropriate, just stick with the upright, because you've got to be consistent. And remember, you're receiving. If you've set your energy and your intention, you've got to go with that. Otherwise, the reading is meaningless, isn't it?
Right.
Partly as we described and explained and talked about on the last session of these.
Yeah.
What you want is not what you need to seek after, is it? It's about receiving, which is also why when I draw the cards, I use my left hand, because traditionally the left hand is for receiving, the right hand is for giving.
Right.
So yes, I am nearly there, getting these all into one pile. So you can take as much time as you wish, and whilst you're shuffling or doing the wash and then shuffling, as I'll be doing, it's a case of just connecting with that question, connecting with the ideas and what you're going to be asking about, connecting with the energies of 2023, that old year that's been and gone, connecting with where you are now, start of the new year, if that's when you watch this on the premiere, and then looking forward, seeing what might happen, and also being aware that nothing is set in stone with tarot. So this might give you information about influences that will be. If it's giving you information about yourself and what might happen to you personally, which is unlikely for this one, because this is a very general reading for everybody. But if that happens, then it's likely that you knowing that, you can then decide to do something differently, to navigate differently, and to get a better outcome. You can also ask, what would happen? What can I do to avoid this or to mitigate this? And draw another card to ask that, and to get insight on the best way to proceed. So it's really, it's fluid. It's very much a dynamic process. So I'm going to, now I've done that, I've shuffled my cards. This isn't something you have to do, but it's something I'm going to do. Cut them in 3 places. Well, cut them into 3 piles. And then I'm going to reshuffle them into a different order. Yeah, there we go. Then, because if you think about it, the shuffling process, it's bringing your energy and your intention into the mix. It's putting those onto the cards, but it's also that aspect of randomness. So it's the way the universe is flowing will also come to bear on the order that the cards go into and how they fall and that sort of thing, especially when you're doing the wash or if you're sort of quite loose with your hands when you're shuffling. So I'm just spreading them out like this. So bit of a Reiki technique here.
Mm-hmm.
Asking for guidance, asking for an answer. With your hands in Gasho over the third eye. And you don't need to be attuned to Reiki to give this a try. It won't be as powerful as if you were Reiki attuned, but connecting in with your intuition. So I've just asked Reiki to show me past, present, and future. So first of all, the past, so 2023. And what I'm doing is I'm scanning the cards, I'm feeling through my hand, I'm feeling some warmth around here. I'm going to continue on and see if, I'm getting some resonance around here when I'm here. That feels quite powerful. And all the way over here, I'm feeling a bit of a swell of energy through my fingers and hands again here. And now I'm feeling connection here. So I feel like it's this card. So I'm going to put that to one side. I'm going to turn them all over one by one. Mm-hmm. And then let's go for the next one, present. Oh, I'm getting that third eye sensation there. So let's just separate these out a little bit because there are quite a few cards there. Make sure I get the right one. Right. Present is this one. And let's move this one back. And then we're going for the future. So wow, that's quite strong. I got a really big around the third eye there, really intense. So let's see what we've got. So I'm going to move this deck here. And if I need to ask any more questions, then I will move my hand down the deck probably to see what comes forward. So we have past, present, and future. And I'm just touching these with my left hand because it's about receiving. So first up, 2023, where we've just come from, the immediate past and the influences that have been around us there. 2 of Pentacles. Wow. Okay. So this is about taking decisions, taking risks, and leaving it up to fate what happens with our fortunes. This is about potential for recklessness. Mm-hmm. This character here is juggling 2 coins, 2 pentacles, and they represent kind of earthly bounty and the material world. So they are kind of our resources, and they are very much they're juggled, but they're being played with. They're not being treated with care and responsibility. And here you've got the ocean, and it's very stormy, and you have got, you've got ships sailing, 2 ships sailing, and it's not really the weather to be sailing. They're listing quite heavily. They're leaning over. There's the very strong potential for shipwreck because they're not steering, they're using their sails. And because the wind's blustering about, on ships like that, you don't use your sails when the wind's high winds, because otherwise they can be torn off, you can be flung over, so you capsize, you can be blown onto rocks. You want to take the sails down, and mostly, and yeah, so it feels like kind of not really caring about the consequences of what we do with our resources. And maybe this is on a world scale, really. Maybe this is to do with the environment and how we're behaving towards each other, nation. And there will be consequences to bear. There could be potentially a lot of loss. But the people who are doing the juggling, who have control of this, are playing games, and they're not taking care and not really caring about the consequences, which might affect others as well as themselves. So, yeah. Okay, so that's my reading of that. I will turn it round because I've just realised it's facing me and not facing you. So there we go. Next up for the present, Six of Cups. Oh, that's nice. That's very nice. So the Six of Cups it's about hearth and home. It's about enjoying what we've got, and on the kind of an emotional and creative level, it's about the soul. It's about, it's about the project and the work that we do, putting that out into the world. It may be about children that we have, or it might be about our intellectual or creative creations that we have birthed and put out there as well. It's about sharing and caring. It's about everything being quite evergreen. He's got a green cloak on there. He's watching his children playing and enjoying the bounty of that he has brought to the table. You notice he's feeling very secure. He's only wearing a cloak. He doesn't have a top on underneath that cloak. So he's very much feeling secure and steady and protected in his home. And he's feeling protected enough, though, and safe on behalf of his children, to let them be outside with all these resources playing. So it feels as though that safety and security is kind of extending further, and we're feeling quite confident and quite safe where we are right now. That's one of the things that this card gives to me. And the Six is about kind of generosity as well. It's about that those connections with others too. I feel. So yes, that's what I'm getting for this card for now. And when you do a reading, you can use your intuition. You can work on the emotional basis if you're quite new to it, especially. You might want to just see what the card reminds you of or evokes in you, and go with that as the basis for your interpretation. You might want to focus on colour, on number, or you might want to focus on the kind of traditional meanings and look at the theory of it and do all that learning. But it's good to just engage with the cards on whatever level you feel drawn to. There's no wrong answer as such. So if you feel drawn to just look at the colours and look at how it makes you feel and what it reminds you of, then go with that, because that's what your intuition's telling you.
Great.
And here we have the future. The Two of Wands. Oh, right. Okay. So wands are power and direction, setting and achieving goals. We have two wands here. We have two ways that things could go. So it feels like there's a decision to make, two opportunities. So taking the time to ponder, taking the time to decide. Yes, it's also weighing up and deciding between spiritual and more physical kind of aspects. It's deciding between, it's also, we've got hawthorn here. So this is hawthorn. These are hawthorn trees. Hawthorn is known as a kind of a gateway to the other world, so the inner world or the world of spirit. Mm-hmm. So this could be about, it could be actually about connecting with the world of spirit and working there and bringing that into the outer world, reaping, because that's a field of grain or something, that's crops, bringing that out and reaping the benefits and the rewards of that in the outer world as well. Mm-hmm. There's also a sense of being protected here. So we're at this crossroads and we're in a protected space, and we need to listen to our inner guidance and maybe go within, maybe travel into the world of spirit. And if you are Reiki attuned, that means working a lot with your Reiki, meditating, and connecting with guides, seeking that higher wisdom, connecting with the divine. So yeah, that's interesting. I'm going to have a little check of the book and make sure that there aren't any nuances of reading that we could also gain. Also bear in mind that the nuances and the interpretations that apply to one person may not apply to another. So it might be that one of the interpretations that I read resonates more for you than others.
Right.
So let's go for the Two of Pentacles first. Or rather, Two of Wands. Sorry. No, Two of Pentacles. Sorry. Bit of Reiki brain there. So, okay. Two of Pentacles, balance, trust, and playfulness. So I was going for the reverse meaning for that. But that's what spoke to me at the time. The shadow side of it being danger of losing money, energy, or goodwill, crossing the line that separates being carefree from being careless. But the non-shadow side of this means a need to seek balance in your life requires trust and playfulness rather than concentration or caution. So it's encouraging you to juggle, and that's what has been in 2023. Material wealth and practical matters, juggling multiple things in your life. So 2 or more jobs, homes, or demanding relationships. And it's saying that that might be joyful rather than a burden for some people. So that might resonate for some people with what's just been and gone, with the energy of 2023. So how about yourself, Tanvir?
Yeah, the thing is, I'm not interrupting you because I know you were in tune with the divine and try to interpret those messages. So I'm right now making myself silent. I don't want to disturb you right now.
Fair enough. We can have a little chat afterwards and see what you thought. Yes. Okay. Yes. 6 of Cups. Integrating your past with your present, reunion with old friends or a re-established relationship, an exchange of gifts or feelings, heartfelt exchange between you and your surroundings, that openness there between home and the garden outside. Developing a deep affinity for nature and deeper connections with your sense of home and hearth. It can also mean the releasing of old wounds, difficult memories, so deep healing, really. It could reflect clinging to somebody or an event that's no longer resonant and doesn't help you anymore, but's holding you back. So that's if it was kind of reversed, or the shadow side. But letting go of the past. So, and the Two of Wands says the energy and potential of a partnership, creative tension, doorway, and exploration. So, allowing the relationship between two ideas, projects, or feelings to unfold and open up new areas of possibility. So, crossing into that area of spirit and the material world and seeing those resonances there. You may be searching for deeper meaning or contemplating taking a journey. And yes, the reverse meaning is a sudden release of tension. There could be a miracle, a sudden unforeseen change, which might be joyful, likely, or a decision might be made in a moment that resolves a long period of tension. So, yes, interesting. So there you have the kind of classical interpretations from classical for this deck. They would be different for the standard, the mainly Christian-based perspective of the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. But there you see the kind of differences in interpretation between, and the similarities as well, the kind of nuances of meaning there between what the deck's saying and what I was kind of picking up as well. Yeah. So yeah, I hope that's helpful, and I hope that this reading is helpful or of interest to you, and that it may have kind of whetted your appetite for learning more about the tarot and
right,
and beginning your journey with that, if it's right for you.
Yeah, so but to me it is like showing our audience that how to clean the card, how to pick the card, and how to interpret. So it's a very general reading. So
yes.
Because uh, it can resonate with someone and cannot be resonate with someone because it is not that specific. We are just going through that reading, that our current scenario in the context of ending of 2023 and transition and about the new year. So
yes,
it's
and
just about yeah, please carry on.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it's also maybe a little bit, certainly with the future card,
Right.
in line with the fact that quite a few of our viewers will be interested in exploring more spiritual sides of things. And so I thought the Hawthorn was very kind of leaped out at me, really. And it feels like they're maybe going to be exploring and integrating that. Some of them will be exploring and integrating that spirit side of things, and learning and developing in those ways, and bringing those things into their everyday life in the waking world as well.
Right. So definitely our audience has got an idea that what tarot is and how to read tarot deck. So in our future events, we will also discuss about more on a specific reading.
Yes,
Yeah,
because there are many different types of readings that you can do, from in-depth overview of where you are now, what's going on, hidden influences around you in different relating to different themes. There's the tree of life as well. There's also kind of a year-long reading that you can do that covers all 12 months in a circle. And yeah, there are so many different spreads that are out there that you can use, and you can find a lot of them online as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's a kind of a box of Pandora, so we cannot complete everything in one session.
No.
It will
Take
it
a
will take
lifetime.
lots of time, right? And definitely we'll cover all those concepts and the ideology, philosophy, and even if we get some additional kind of information, we will also integrate those in our future events.
Yes.
And if you have any questions, just drop it into the comment box, and you can
Mhm.
consult with Ema, and her information is also given in the description box, as well as
Yeah.
my description. My information is also in the description box. So if you have any spiritual
Yes.
questions, Reiki, house healing, or whatever which is
Mhm.
related to the spirituality, you can ask us. So,
Yeah.
Ima, do you have any closing statement?
Yes, thank you so much for joining today. It's been so brilliant to be able to share my love and kind of enthusiasm and delight for the tarot with you folks. And if you're interested in finding out, if you like the deck that I've been using and you're interested in finding out more about it, I will leave a link to the deck and also to one of the co-creators of its website, because he does some amazing work, Philip Carr-Gomm.
Great.
Yes, in the description below. So yeah, enjoy, have fun. Don't be afraid, primarily. Don't be afraid. Be empowered. Give it a try.
Right.
What have you got to lose? No forces of darkness. Don't worry about that nonsense.
No.
The only forces of darkness are there in fear itself. So keep away from fear, keep to the light, and keep exploring.
Yeah. Thanks, Ima, for explaining everything regarding the tarot which we need to know right now.
My
I
pleasure.
hope my audience and your audience as well get
Mhm.
very much crucial informations, so that they can carry on, continue with the divinations and how to interpret it through the tarot. Yep.
Yeah.
So in the next session, we will pick something else which will
Mhm.
be more interesting, like today's session. So till then,
Mhm.
stay tuned with our channel. Take care.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.